So really trying to reach people in this window is the absolute priority. On top of that, or in parallel, let's say, it's also about taking care of those that survived, making sure that their injuries and their wounds are cared for, but also providing them with water, with food, and with basic shelter to protect them from the elements.
This particular disaster, one with such a historic earthquake, 6.8 magnitude hitting there, but not only that, those cities, those ancient cities full of stone, full of brick, as well as those remote mountainous regions. What are the greatest challenges right now as folks are trying to help everyone on the ground?
I think just the size of it, as you say, the scale, it's everything from city locations up to rural mountain locations. Getting heavy machinery in to really provide some clearance and some clear space so that we can access people is absolutely key. Trying to get some heavy lifting equipment in so that those stones and those rocks that you mentioned can also be lifted. We know that people are still alive under the rubble, and the race to get to them is key. There are also a lot of challenges with regard to psychosocial support. Our partner on the ground is the Moroccan Red Crescent, and we're working with them very carefully on a lot of first aid needs and on the mental health support. A disaster of this type doesn't just happen on the once, let's say. The initial trauma is there, but every time those aftershocks happen, it takes people back to that initial situation that they faced. And there is a lot of fear and a lot of scared people that need our support right now.
Yes, I can only imagine. Tell me what it's like there then in terms of the recovery effort. I know you all have folks on the ground there with the Moroccan Red Crescent Society. How many people are there? Are more people coming in by the day?
Well, this is very much being coordinated by the government of Morocco at this point. But yes, we were able to release $1 million over the weekend to the Moroccan Red Crescent. So actually they're able to go. They're not necessarily just waiting for funds to come in and for resources to come in, but it's very much coordinated with national actors at the minute. We know the army have been engaging, and the civil defense teams have also been there, really trying to access these people. So that's really what we're seeing. There are 8,000 volunteers in the Moroccan Red Crescent, many of whom would have also been impacted, would have faced loss as a result of this particular earthquake. So at the same time as supporting them with their personal losses, we're also really supporting them heavily with that practical action in terms of supporting survivors.
Now, I know so many have lost homes, so many are now either sleeping on the streets, either because they're afraid to go back into their homes just because of the nature of the collapses that happened. Housing is a need. I imagine water is a need. Food is a need at this point.
You're spot on. That's exactly it. We need to make sure that we've got access to safe and clean water because, of course, one of the other challenges of this is that water pipes are often also damaged when the earth shakes to the extent that it did. The risk of people not having access to safe and clean water, of course, is, we're very familiar with that. And the risk of disease and outbreaks in amongst this disaster is something that we really try and avoid. But food and shelter to really keep people both in the shade during the heat of the day, but also warm in the cold of the night. And in those high mountain areas, it certainly does get cold.
All right, what a catastrophic event there over in Morocco. If there's any way that folks can help from overseas here in the U.S. or abroad, what's the best way to do that?
The best way to do that actually is really to donate funds if people are in a position to do that. I think sometimes the instinct is to give food, to send clothes, but really the most practical way to support is to go and support an appeal. The IFRC actually will soon be launching an appeal and really providing funds into that so that we're able to allocate funds on the ground will be the most effective way that people can help.
All right, Carolyn Holt there, Director of Disaster over at the IFRC. Any questions I didn't ask? Anything you'd like to add?
Thanks for that opportunity. I think just to remember that this is complex. It will come in a series of phases, and this will not happen quickly. I think keeping the Moroccan people in our thoughts and making sure that we don't lose sight of this. They will need our support for months and years to come.
Yes, absolutely. That recovery effort is going to be many, many months ahead. Thanks so much there to Carolyn Holt from Geneva, Switzerland, IFRC Director of Disaster. Thank you so very much.